Hi, my name is Keith Baxter, and I would like to welcome you to part one of this case study video. So in this video, I'm going to do something real simple. I'm going to walk through the mind map that you saw on the first page and explain the overall strategy. I believe that once you're through with this video, you'll understand the strategy well enough to be able to implement it yourself. Video two, I'll show you more specifics in the tools used to actually do what we're going to do. But I call this the real estate lead strategy. So let's just jump over to the first part and take a look at what we need to do. So first of all, we have to generate the leads, and that is the first thing that I did in this case study. I generated leads with a system called Lead Informant. Now, Lead Informant is a lead generation system. It uses a variety of sources online in order to get qualified leads based on the business type that you're looking for. So in this particular situation, I was looking for real estate agents, and not just real estate agents, but real estate agents in Texas and in all cities in Texas. It took about a week to generate over 6,000 leads with the software. I had the delays set fairly high, so I wouldn't be banned by Google or any of the other engines that this was pulling leads from. And I also ran, I believe I had 20 proxies running randomly throughout the system. So the system never bogged down, never stopped working, and took about a week to generate all of the leads that I was looking for. Again, I was targeting real estate agents, and then once all of the agents had been pulled from from the sources that Lead Informant has built into it, I used the emailing function within Lead Informant to mail those leads. Now, here's the interesting thing about this: is I had a very well-crafted form that I sent to these people. It was a template that I designed that was designed to influence people to take advantage of a free website that I had to give them. The free website is a beautiful website, and I'll show you a little more about that here in just a few moments. So I emailed the agents, and then what happened at that point is only about 600 of those 6,000 agents were actually emailed. The reason for that is that while Lead Informant does an extremely good job of pulling in leads, it will only pull in the leads that has data, but not all data is always there. So these 600 were the only ones with email addresses attached to them. Now, out of those 600, there were 100 bounces, maybe a little bit more than that, but not many, meaning that roughly 500 of my emails actually reached their intended target. And there's really no telling how many of those reached the spam box as opposed to the inbox. So that could be improved depending on the SMTP source, the mailer source that you're using to mail the leads out from. And all of that's covered in another training, so don't worry about that. Just understand that that ratio from spam to inbox can be improved. So for the sake of this conversation, let's just say maybe half of those actually reached their intended target. Well, I had 8 people respond back and say, yeah, give me a free website. So that's 8 people that I can then create a website for. Well, that website creation takes a big whopping 1 to 2 minutes to actually fulfill, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But the interesting thing is that I was able to so I installed the website, as you can see here, but I was able to then market to those people, and I'll show you that in just a second. One of the interesting things that I could have also done is, right here I emailed the leads. I could have also, through Lead Informant, sent direct mail to those leads, because of course Lead Informant pulls all of the information that's found in Google and other sources. So I have full mailing addresses. Well, one of the features that Lead Informant has built into it is a merge feature. So I could take those fields, the address and whatnot, and merge those into a direct mail system that Lead Informant has built into it, and then print out direct mail letters with specific information about that business as it applies to that business. So very highly targeted direct mail campaign. And then of course those that did respond would get a free website. And then once they did take the free website, I'm going to add those people to an autoresponder. Now, what is the point of adding those to the autoresponder? Because this is where the money train really starts to happen. So at this point, I've generated leads through Lead Informant. I've taken those leads and I've offered them a free website. A small percentage of those people requested the website, and the website was installed. Now I'm adding them to an autoresponder. They go into a 30-day email series that has content, So it's information rich. It has how to about SEO. So say they've already requested a lead generation based website. So now I give them how to's of how to promote that website, and I tell them how to do it. And then I also invite them to a webinar. Now, for our sake, and the people watching this case study video understands that this would be an evergreen webinar. Somebody would be able to choose the time and date that they wish to attend, and then the webinar would auto start at that specific date and time. So they've been invited to the webinar. Next, on the webinar, I position the webinar as a training and legitimately give them good training on how to do SEO and get more leads themselves. You got to think, leads are the lifeblood of any business, like real estate agents. I mean, without leads they have no business, and the majority of real estate agents make very little money because they have no marketing skills, no marketing skills at all, really. Most real estate agents make less than $40,000 a year. The few that do understand marketing and do it well make considerably more than that. It's a true 80-20 principle at play on that one. So I give them training on how to actually get some marketing chops in their business, how to use that website that I gave them to generate more leads. So they are now equipped with the skills to do it. And then I make them a pitch at the end of the webinar for my SEO services. Well, here's where the things get interesting. Is it's a real easy pitch that once you've explained the how to, you just offer the done for them. The reality is, real estate agents, it's a time-based business. So, and most of them have no time for anything, much less the intensive time it takes to do SEO. So it's really, I hate to use the word no-brainer, but it really is a no-brainer to pitch the SEO services and have them take it up for it. And then I offer them the done for you. And so the done for you is, you can tap into an SEO company funnel. Here's basically how it works. The done for you is, total fulfillment of the SEO services that my company offers. Now, here's where things get really interesting for you. As a lead informant customer, if you choose to purchase lead informant, which you have that opportunity now if you wish, for a very reasonable price, you have the ability to generate your own leads for your business. And if you choose to do real estate leads, which is just one funnel, one of thousands of funnels that you can do with lead informant, if you choose to do that, I'll let you tap into my own lead generation system and make money from it. So you don't even have to go through all of this stuff that I've just gone through for you. Basically, you can tap into my company funnel. You can use the lead informant software to generate leads. Below this video, I'll also have a link to register as an affiliate. Because you're an affiliate, you're generating real estate leads with lead informant. I'll give you the swipe copy to mail to everybody, and then all you have to do is click send. The people that respond, my company then responds back to them, installs a website for them, gets them excited, gets them into the autoresponder, and because you are an affiliate, you will make 10% of front end and all the continuity for the life of that customer, which could come up to be thousands upon thousands of dollars per customer at the end of the day. So how hard do you think it would be to go into Lead Informant, which is a very reasonably priced piece of software, type in real estate agent, click find leads. Basically, you're gonna sit back, wait for maybe several days. You'll have many thousands of leads to mail. You take the swipe copy that I provide you as an affiliate, you plug that in, you click send, and then you do it again for another state. And it's rinse and repeat, make money. So, while I'm not going to guarantee that you're going to make gazillions of dollars, I guarantee you that you will make something, because quite frankly, my first go around with testing this system generated a $2,000 sale with a substantial continuity on the back. And if I can do it just beta testing this without a whole lot of thought, I guarantee that you can do it with a proven system behind you now that the system's been refined. So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed the first part of this video. The next video, we'll actually get into using Lead Informant so you can see what the interface looks like, the different functions within that software, and then you can make the decision whether or not you want to tap into this overall funnel that I've given you for next to nothing. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you soon.